let's talk a little bit about Stephen Baldwin.
Okay.
Because I struggle a little bit, and I always have. At times, Stephen Baldwin is so great in this movie. And then at times, I'm just like, I wish it was someone else.
It's because he's trying to be Pauly Shore
100%.
in those moments that I don't like him.
Yes.
And I'm like, you could just be a fun, crazy Stephen Baldwin and not do that. You'd not be Pauly Shore. You don't have to be Pauly Shore.
You already got your puka shell necklace.
Yeah.
You already got your weird dreadlocks
dread
that you won
thingies.
a stinker award for worst haircut of the year. I mean, you just be yourself, man.
Yeah.
And I agree. The moments he
In
was
the worst
himself,
way possible.
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
The moments he was himself, I agree. Like I do like him in this, but yeah, you're right. He is just kind of copying the Weasel, you know. And there's really only one Weasel.
There's only one
There
Weasel.
should only be one Weasel. And it's, dude, especially in this movie, I don't know. Like, I love Pauly Shore and Son-in-Law.
Yes.
I love Pauly Shore and Encino Man, but I cannot stand these two, dude. Like,
Really?
there's 3 or 4 moments where I'm like, yeah, I like these guys. This is hard for me.
Do you think it's their chemistry, maybe? Or is it just that it's two of kind of the same person?
I think they're fine together. And well,
I think it's that.
I will say that I do think that I don't blame Stephen Baldwin for doing this, but it's like, you know, this is Pauly Shore's movie. And so, like, if he's going to be like another version of Pauly Shore or the Weasel, fine, because he's trying to, like, you know, I bet he's probably like, I want to buy into this culture. I want to buy into his audience and be this way with him. It really does not work for me at all. Like, I don't find any of this movie funny.
It's really hard, like, because it took me watching it into my second or like almost into my third. Yeah, I watched it 3 times, guys.
Better man than I am, bro.
Of like letting myself, of like surrendering to the movie.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, like rather than sitting there in the metaphorical, like arms crossed kind of fashion, it's just like, okay, let it happen. Let's just deal with it. And watching it happen on screen, and okay, I find this funny. Okay, this is kind of funny. But there's points where it just insists upon itself to the nth degree, man. And so I get what you're saying, because you're right, man. And I wanted to say that too. Like, we've praised Pauly Shore on this show,
Yes,
so many times. This is a really hard one to do, because honestly, at this point in kind of his career is where I feel like he kind of starts phoning it in.
Yes, thank you for saying that, because in my argument for when we had this on trial, I was saying I think he's kind of phoning it in, and maybe it's not him per se. Maybe it's I think anyway, the script and what they threw out.
Yeah,
because I think they had this plot and they had the lines for like these serious actors like William Atherton and stuff like that. But like when it came to them just hanging out and doing them, I think they just kind of let them go. And I don't think that was the right move at all, because it is just them. It feels to me like they're just kind of saying, like, waiting for cut.
Yeah.
And like,
that's
okay,
that's a great way to put it. That's
like
a
they're
great way to
just
put
at
it.
the end of like, okay, did you get it? Like they're just about there.
Yeah.
But they were waiting for cut, and then it happened, but then they should have cut that. They could have cut that scene, because it's not their chemistry. Their chemistry together is actually very good. But Mike, you said it earlier, it's the fact that they're basically kind of trying to be the same person.
Yeah.
And so that is what I think bugs me the most. But then beyond that, you can tell like when they probably could have, should have, would have done another take.
Yeah.
With Pauly Shore laughing at Stephen Baldwin.
Yep.
You can tell he's laughing genuinely at Stephen Baldwin, and vice versa at some points. And you're like, that should have been another take.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's moments of him like truly breaking.
Oh, 100% actually breaking.
Yeah.
But it's like, but Pauly Shore can't break character because he's Pauly Shore.
Yes.
So it's just him just laughing.
And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Like I feel so bad that like Pauly Shore was done this way, because Pauly Shore was truly one of a kind, and like he made so many people laugh.
Yeah.
So many people laughed for those, 5, 6, 7 years where he was Encino Man, Son-in-Law, Army Now, Jury Duty, Biodome, like in that order. including MTV everywhere in the middle of that. And everybody just kept asking more, give us the Weasel, give us. And so he did, because that's what we wanted.
Yeah.
And then we all fucking turned on him because we're like, God, Pauly Shore, he's just doing the same thing. We asked for it, and so he gave it to us, but he just didn't have the right people like in this movie helping him out. Because this was pretty much the end. Like, Biodome tanks.
Yeah.
Jury Duty and Biodome fucking tank. And then he's pretty much gone until 2003, Pauly Shore is dead. I mean, he's pretty much gone at this point because of this movie. And that's what really makes me hang on to this movie a little bit, because like it sucks that this was the one that like we all loved it, but just critically people couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
And it's just not, we loved it because we loved Pauly Shore and we loved just the guy that he was and the carefree attitude and like, man, I want to be him.
Even he's admitted too, like there's
Of
only
course.
so much of like one sort of shtick that
Yeah.
people can take, and like when you're on it, you're on it, and yeah, ride that to the fucking death of it, you know. But then there is the death of it, and people aren't
And
going
it's-
to see it
and
anymore.
It's rough.
Yeah, and it's just the unfortunate thing of we were probably asking for it, and there's the classic saying of always leave them wanting more, you know. And unfortunately, I think you're right, Mike. I think Biodome
It was
just the one too many. I think it was just the one too many. I think if it would have ended at Jury Duty or in
or
the
he
Army
could have
Now,
moved on to something different.
something, yeah.
And that's why I do truly hope. Pauly was just on Bertcast, actually.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
It was a great conversation, and I do truly. I follow Bert's sentiment that we are all rooting for him to have his moment.
100%.
Oh,
And I
God.
hope it's in this Richard Simmons thing. Like, I hope that this becomes his moment.
I've heard that it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's not even fully funded or anything. They only filmed a little bit
Yeah.
and kind of wrote a little script, but it's apparently getting shopped out there. And like, he deserves a Brendan Fraser moment.
Yeah.
Like, he really does, because like he did so much for us that it's easy to look back on and be like, yeah, this movie sucks. Which, yeah, whatever. But like, I'm rooting for the man, Pauly Shore, like to make a comeback and show us his chops, because I think he has it.
Oh,
There
100%.
was that joke that Jimmy Kimmel, the unfunny Jimmy Kimmel, had in the Oscars when Kyuhei Kwan
Yes.
and Brendan Fraser. He's
I
like,
heard that.
like, I'm sure you guys are all excited. I'm sure there's someone out there like Pauly Shore who's not excited or whatever. And he's like, and Pauly Shore commented on it like on Twitter or something like that. He's like, "What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What the fuck, bro?"
Like, some things aren't funny, and
Yeah.
that wasn't funny, and it isn't.
No.
That's fucking shitty.
Yeah. No, I want that Pauly Shore resurgence, you know? I want that to happen. You want it so bad. And he's already been doing great things, actually, even in the stand-up world again, coming back around and making good appearances and really, really getting on that cycle again.
Yep.
You know? So it's been awesome.
But there are moments that, I mean, I still do laugh a lot at some of their chemistry moments, like when they actually get out of the house, like the whole bit in the house. It's like, yeah, it's kind of whatever.
That's kind of we talked all over it.
Yeah, we were just like, who cares? It's really not that funny. I mean, whatever. But then when they like get in the car, then and they are heading and they get to Vasquez Lake, and then they actually are heading into the mall. Like some of these moments, I'm like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
When he's talking about, yep, that's for sure. You know, like we got great girls. Yep, that's for sure. The Biodome, does that mean it goes both ways? Still made me laugh.
Yeah, that's
like still fucking made
Yeah.
me laugh. Even when they get into the malls and they're talking about toilet trees, like that still like makes me laugh.
Toiletries?
Toilet trees. Find some toilet trees, man. But then, yeah, excuse me, you're to those moments where it just then it doesn't work. You
Well,
know?
and then like the fact that they're they should just be gay. Like first of all, like they really should, because they're trying to get out of hanging out with their girlfriends, injuring each other,
Yeah.
like beating the shit out of each other so they can get out of hanging out.
their
with
girlfriends are hot and awesome.
Yeah.
and they don't want to hang out with them.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a really strange one. I'll be honest with you guys. You got Joey Lawrence Adams that you're just like,
Peak Joey Lawrence Adams.
Yeah.
like this. Yeah, she looks like she dresses. She's in this like dressing like some sort of like strange '90s fantasy, like Spencer's Gifts kind of
that
thing.
was how they dressed
but it
back
was
then.
in a good way, you know. Like,
I went to Gadzooks.
yeah, exactly. And you're just like, yeah, okay, great,
Yeah.
Oh, awesome,
Love it.
But then at the same time, I also think about like what's transpired to get to the point that they don't want to keep doing this with their girlfriends, that they have drugged them to like how many things that it's been like just turned out to be bullshit.
I don't want to go to another fucking hangout on the campus where a guy's playing guitar.
We're going and we're going to go and we're going to the slug farm so that way we can, because there's been people pouring salt on like slugs and stuff.
But of course, in the middle, we're going to do back rubs.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't want to rub another guy's shoulders. I'll rub Doyle's, but I'm not going to rub that guy's. I swear to God, if that stupid guitar duo, Tenacious D, is still there, is there
going anywhere.
Again.
They're not going anywhere.
It's before they were good. Oh, I just wish they'd get. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know that those guys. Also love the idea of Tenacious D like showing up because it's like guaranteed audience to go to these like stupid functions.
Of course,
that's why they show up.
They're playing for exposure.
Yeah,
of course. So this is a unique punchable face for me. I never realized how punchable it was until I actually had the captions on in this one. I always never liked this person, but then I actually read what was being said. I want to punch the lady when the fireworks go off, when she goes, over there on the grassy knoll, assassins. She says, over there on the grassy knoll, assassins. Now, she's going to take the punch for me for the writers.
Okay.
Because why are we even writing this in there? And then the cop goes, holy Kennedy. It's like, this isn't even funny. We didn't even get these jokes as kids.
No.
Why are you writing? I'm not watching this with my dad who's like, like my dad's not even watching this.
Well, and even
what
then,
are these jokes?
It's still
he has respect for himself.
And even then he would have been like, Kennedy jokes. Still too soon. You know what I mean? It's just
greatest president we ever had.
Yeah. You can picture that lady's face, right? She's going, like she's getting jacked.
Dude, I think that's great. I think it's a solid, mostly because you are kind of pushing it off towards the writers themselves.
Yeah, but she's taking it.
But she deserves it because she was there and said it. I think my punchable face though is Russell.
Which one's that?
Russell is like Monique's like stepdad.
Dude, Russell's the best, man. I'm not punching Russell.
Dude, no, Russell, like you hear it, you want me so bad.
That's really gross.
It's super creepy. Like he's sitting there and like, by the way, okay, it is funny because of course this is the reaction we would all have. It's like there's beer cans here, there's empty beer cans here.
Beer cans in the kitchen, there's beer cans in the sink, there's beer cans in the bedroom.
So
do you know what that means?
We're out of beer.
That's funny.
It's like, and then he's talking about how he's like, he's basically just sitting on the couch pissing himself in Depends. I'm out of Depends.
He goes, I hurt my bladder rollerblading.
Rollerblading.
You haven't rollerbladed a day in your life.
Yeah.
No, he made the mistake of only wearing wrist guards because they look cool.
Yeah.
He didn't put any other pads on.
He didn't put on knee guards.
90s.
And
if you were yogurt, would you be fruit at the bottom or stirred? What sexually does that mean about you as a person?
What could it mean?
Were you fruit at the bottom or were you
if
stirred?
You were yogurt, are you fruit at the bottom or stirred?
So some yogurts have fruit at the bottom, some yogurts don't, right? Is that what I'm assuming that's what they're getting at?
Yes. But so what does that mean to you as a person?
So if you have fruit at the bottom,
let's take this back for a second.
So basically you're like pretty much unpulped or pulped if you have fruit at the bottom.
Yes. So what are some of the other analogies though that they use at this point in time? Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?
Yeah,
like that kind of thing.
Yeah. So it's a it's like come
are
on
you
joke.
Tired?
Come on joke.
Yeah, you come on them.
You come on them. Yeah.
Wait, help me out.
It's so you can come on them later.
No, you're good.
Yes.
No, that's it.
Like, that's what you. That's a
pickup line.
No, you know, guys.
Line.
I have no idea what you're talking about now.
No, Mike knew exactly what he was saying when he said a come on joke.
Pickup line.
Yeah. It's a joke you say so you can come on them later. That's exactly it, Mike. Thank you. So, but yeah, I think fruit at the bottom just means. I think it just means to what you're into. I think if you've had sex recently.
I don't.
Yeah. Are you
your fruit's
enough,
all stirred up inside?
Are you freaky enough to get fruit in the bottom of your yogurt?
I'm not satisfied with this. But
are you kind of plain? Are you just kind of? I just want the yogurt.
Has your insides been stirred up?
Okay.
Or that. Cool. William Atherton in this, he's doing his fucking damnedest, dude. Yeah. I really like that he has a line. He's like, you may recognize me from television. Yeah. Like, are you the guy with the spray on hair? No.
Who are these guys? We're the Biodome 5.
We're the Biodome 5.
He's pretty good. What do you guys think about him?
Well, I love
Besides
him.
his hair.
And honestly, one of my favorite things that is honestly said that like lingers in my brain to this day was when he's like, what are you so smart? You some kind of rocket scientist? Yes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, like, you guys aren't one of those freaky clans, are you? No. Damn it.
He goes, you guys aren't one of those freaky cults, are you? Who dance naked and you want us to take off our clothes and feed us special punts? No. Damn, we're so close.
So close, man.
Like, okay, so moments like that.
Yes.
That's what we needed more. Like when it's just them two fucking off.
Yes.
I don't like the movie. When it's them two interacting with like actual actors, it
works well. Like with Romulus, when they're talking to Romulus,
well.
like I freaking love it.
Yeah.
Even those little moments where Pauly Shore he can pull through in moments, like when he's like, "Daddy, look at the little thing." My sciatic.
Yeah.
I'm a sad.
Which, by the way, is up your butt and your thigh.
I don't mean to say actual actors is a joke.
Of course.
Obviously, we love Pauly Shore, but like it is those are the moments where I'm like, oh, there's the script. There it is.
Yeah.
We found it.
I lost it. I'll tell you one thing I do appreciate about this movie, though. 16 minutes to the dot, we have our full premise of this movie. They are locked in the dome and they're being asked to stay. 16 minutes in.
Not bad.
Like, I like that. Yeah. In so many things, it takes so long to get into it, but this is just like,
yeah.
Biodome. You knew it was going to happen. They're in the boat. They're in the dome.
Okay.
Speaking of music, we have to have our mandatory late 90s I Want Candy montage.
I have to do it.
You have to, and they it's part of like the Actors Guild or whatever. Like if you made a movie in the 90s, you have to put I Want Candy.
Yeah. Did you do you happen to have like a dress up scene in this movie?
Yep.
Oh, you do.
That's where we'll do it.
No,
we don't.
We don't.
We don't.
We had Right Said Fred.
You have to use
ready
one of the
to
two.
go for you. So.
Can you write a I Want Candy montage?
It's really not part of the story.
Well, I mean, they don't really get candy. Well, they want to have sex. Could candy be a metaphor for sex?
Or pot.
Yeah.
I think kids on the street are calling pot
purple sticky
now.
punch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do I Want Candy over
essentially like kind of like a sexual assault sort of thing.
Let's do it like over this like
cool.
this like sexual assault scene.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
We'll teach kind of young, like Woodstock's around the corner here, 99. We'll teach a bunch of young white males that it's just totally okay.
Just to go into random girls' beds.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they like it.
Yeah.
So
and they're like kind of charmed by it.
Yeah. They like at first they say no. Ew, get out. No. Stop.
But I'm owed this.
We're the same age and we're locked in here for a year. We should just do it.
Don't worry, we'll blame it on Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
One of the lines that stuck out to me and my brother, and we still say it to each other to this day, he gets Romulus pissed, like in the board meeting or whatever. He's like, Simeon,
dick. See, and those are the moments where Stephen Baldwin, sometimes you're like, yes, dude.
Just shine.
Just take on your own character. Yeah.
Like when he did when the cops hassling him outside and he's like, sorry, yes, sir, bacon boy. And you're like, come on, dude.
That's not what I want.
That's not what I want. I want you to be like, I want you to be reading about Purple Sticky Punch and making a filter. Like, making a filter. That's really funny to me, and it seems genuine. But I don't know.
Like they just filmed him, Stephen Baldwin, and he was just doing that. They're like, just put a camera on him right now.
Dude, hey,
this is hilarious.
Paulie's peeing right now. Just make him be himself real quick.
It's basically like filming monkeys on like National Geographic. Just put the camera on him. Just like watch it.
This is why this show exists. Humanizing the goons here. Like you used to be so mad at the Biodome 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Why are you wheezing on that gig, man? No, these fuckers are a nightmare. There's millions of dollars that were sunk into this for science, for saving the planet, and these guys just were so dumb that they wandered in there, and now all they're doing is just destroying everything, and we're supposed to love them. We're like, let them do what they want.
By the way, they are taking all the publicity for this entire thing now. There's no focus on what's actually happening. Everyone only cares about like what Bud and Doyle are up to. Action figures and t-shirts and merch, all this different stuff. The 900 line that they want to do. And you're just like, Leakey is trying to make the best of this, but in the end, it's taking all the attention away from all the important work that's going on in this biodome. Like,
they're sharing toothbrushes?
This is so messed up. Like, they have been, I think they said at some point, they've all been working like years.
Yes.
For this to lock down.
The whole thing is in chaos.
And it's already diminishing their the environment.
Isn't planet Earth chaos sometimes?
Yeah, you're right, man.
Wow, you know.
But it all equals itself out in the end, right?
Yeah, I never thought of it that way, Sean. Yeah. And they like juice their entire fruit harvest. Into one big fucking thing of juice.
Taking a bath in the natural rainwater machine.
So that's where all our crops went.
Okay. When this time, the first time watching this back, they're in the natural rain generator thing. And then they say that to him. It's like, you're in the natural rain, like rainforest rain generator. And then Bud's just like, and I actually got pissed.
Adult AJ's like, how dare you?
I was like, what an asshole. Like,
a little acid rain.
Acid rain.
Isn't it funny? Like, they actively get enjoyment out of annoying people.
Humanize the goons, dude.
They're like, I'm sitting there, I'm just like, I would have been a goon in this movie because like watching that happen, I would have been like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, you're the worst people on Earth. Well, literally my Earth right now.
Yeah, exactly. When they send him out to the desert, I know it's a little later, but when they send him out to the desert too, like, I imagine interviews with them was like, yeah, you guys got rid of them. Well, we're just gonna let nature take its course. Because
no, we need to talk about this, Sean. I didn't even think about that. They were just gonna die, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a desert.
This is pre-cameras. There's no cameras in this place. They're like, yeah, well, yeah, they just died.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they were gonna kill them.
They were so dumb. They wandered off into the desert and they couldn't get the ladder back down, and we couldn't hear them. I'm sorry.
A year. Think of this. A year passes, right? And then people go in. They're like, "Yeah, what a success, guys! This was great."
Where's Bud Doyle?
We look at how many of these Lipifedrian things that we breeded, and we've got all these butterflies, and we lived, we survived, we flourished.
We can now survive on Mars.
Right. We can do this now. Matt Damon has a purpose. so here we go. And then like I just imagine like workers going in and being like, yeah, cool. Well, it's really exciting stuff. I think they're going to try and do this. Oh my God, who's that? And it's just two dead bodies.
The snack scene was one of my favorites as a kid. My brother's favorite, but it's still the line that gets me. He's like, we have chippies, we have lots of stuff to eat.
I still say that on a daily basis.
We have chippies.
This is maybe my favorite, like, Pauly Shore scene. Like, he goes for it.
Yeah.
When he's going, and he's laughing. I'm a duckbill platypus.
Yes.
Like,
his laugh
you
is
can
really
see his
great.
neck, like, straining.
Oh,
he's going hard. Is he actually on laughing gas in this scene? Because he might be.
It was it was finally it felt like finally we kind of got old Pauly Shore back, like from in that moment. And I think Stephen Baldwin is playing off of it well. I think this is a really great moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blue Velvet, Dennis Hopper. Oh, I'm slutty. Oh, I'm slutty.
Throwing Spam in his thing. Like, it's really funny.
It's very, very funny.
Throws the needle at him. Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, like, that laugh is incredible. Dude, you're absolutely right. And then even after that, like, the ladder goes up. I can't see you. There are moments that just still make me laugh in this movie.
Genuinely, they do. Like, they really do make me laugh. Like, those are the little moments. And the problem is there are these other moments that are so over the top and outlandish that they it's too much that I don't laugh at it, but then it just takes these small moments and small comments, and then these genuine moments like the snack eating stuff that really send me over the edge.
Yes,
and that's what I want more
like
of.
Weirdly, those were like the first scenes they shot, and then over time they got bored or something.
Oh my gosh,
maybe.
you're right.
I don't know.
I still think one of the funniest moments is when they're about to lock the dome back up. Count to 3, and Russell's like, "Wait!" Russell pops out of nowhere. He's like, "Wait! Yep. Good party. Good seeing you, Bob."
Bob.
Yeah, he keeps calling him Bob.
Like, I kind of wish he would have gotten locked in there.
I know.
Would have been awesome.
It would have been a lot. It would have been great to have him like pop up like later on and like with Dr. Faulkner or something like that.
Yeah. There's that scene where I think they're like starting the party or like just getting done with it or whatever, and like Faulkner's like peeking through and the zoom in on his eyes.
Zoom in.
I fucking love
evil.
it.
It's like, I think that is the moment that he goes insane.
Yeah.
I think
That's the one.
after all of this time that he has
He's
spent,
been pretty cool with everything.
you got to think about it. He's been fairly reasonable.
He has. Like I liked him a lot in
I
the
know.
beginning of this.
There's no reason that he should be excited. You ruined this, and now you think you're going to take all the credit and save
His
it?
career's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this
Might
is...
as well blow it up.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Like,
The structure of the script is fine. Like I like they come in and fuck it up. It's like chaos and everything, and then it's their turn to kind of make it back to homeostasis. You know, that is a good plot outline for a movie where 2 fuck ups go into a biodome and fuck it up. I like that.
yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
like that flow is fine with me. I like that story arc a little bit.
But then this is also where I'm kind of like, yeah.
Well, yeah,
Like, this might usually be when I'm like, okay, I'm done watching this movie.
yeah,
Usually by the time it gets to this, I guess this be the third act, right?
yeah.
Because you're right, it's a good story, but it's also just like, okay,
All the crazy stuff has already happened.
yeah, now
pretty much.
we're good people, and we're gonna dance to Safety Dance, and
Yeah.
there's gonna be a random little person that's still stuck inside. It's just like, okay, yeah, that's good.
I think that some of the stuff is funny, like the giant flypaper is funny, sure.
The horror,
the horror,
the pain.
the pain.
Romulus is awesome at this.
He is. He is very funny. Like when he's trying to explain the bugs and stuff, and he's just trying to say, he's like, I'm trying to get him made with pork. Yes. He's trying to put it in terms that he'll understand.
Yes.
And then sure enough, they just come through, and them just throwing shit in this room turned me into another goon of just, God, I fucking hate you guys. I like looking at it from this perspective. I realize how much you must hate them if they're in your world.
The 2 girls go into their room and they're like, "Oh, we have girlfriends. We can't do this." I do really like when they leave, they start humping the door.
Yeah,
That is pretty funny.
It's like, yeah, we did the right thing, but it still hurts down there.
it still hurts. Well, and so what was their plan all along then of them pursuing them? But then they decide that they're not going to do this.
Again, it's just
Yeah, no.
Let's just create sexual tension for no reason.
yeah.
I get it.
There's
Okay.
hot chicks here.
Did you catch that little thing? Like, Dr. Leakey, the doors are about to open, they're preparing for it, and all these like SWAT team people are there. And I never caught this before. He goes, I don't expect any problems. I expect him to come right out. Like at this point, is he like ready to basically arrest them for what they did to the dome? The way he's having this conversation with the cops, it feels like a forgotten part of the plot or something, or maybe some of the script went away where he's like, we're gonna encourage them to keep going in the dome, but we want. Our whole investment has been taken. We're going to arrest them when they come out. But but wouldn't they also just be excited because they're paying attention to them balancing the homeostasis and like,
Right.
This is amazing.
I mean,
this is even better than starting at 100%
Yeah,
and keeping
true.
it at 100%. This is incredible.
We killed it, and now we're gonna revive it.
Yes,
Well,
you should be ecstatic about this.
Technically, actually, No, they shouldn't, because there's probably a bunch of shit that was supposed to happen in this biodome. And they're like, great, so you guys just took it back to when we started.
And now we have to do a whole nother year.
And now we've got to do a whole nother year of like all the progress
Balancing
we wanted
the
to
homos within
make.
the system.
It wasn't about maintaining, it was about growing. And it was like,
You're arrested.
It's like you took an entire year to get it back to square one. That's not what we wanted here.